once a molecule. This is a little bit whimsical, but and takes it kind of to the extreme, but it gives you an idea of what's really going on from kind of the molecular level on up to the sample level, to the analytical level, and all the way through the process. So we posit that once a molecule of some contaminant is found at the site, there is an element of risk. Okay, what is that risk with one molecule? It's probably not too high, but there's some level, and we need to quantify that. And the risk level is related to the extent and level of contamination, the concentration of contamination, then how it goes through the exposure pathway to the individual or to the organism for ecosystems and so on. Once we find a molecule, we initiate a cleanup. Do we do that over just one molecule? Well, it's pretty hard to find one molecule. 200, 2,000. What triggers us to take action?
If you analyzed and found that one molecule at the lab, so it's not out there, so you can't.
Right. But I can guarantee you there's somebody else saying, I think there are more. Go out verily and find those other molecules, because there's a risk. Okay. And you know, risk is a funny thing. Like when at Rocky Flats, we had a plutonium expert tell us that there's 1 million molecules of plutonium in every cubic meter of seawater. So, and I can believe that because I can't even tend to the somethings. I still go to the beach, you know. But on some level, there's a risk. Okay. So we look at the risk what I call the risk cascade. We make a statement about what type of risk is acceptable, 1 in a million, something, you know, on that order. And so that means that we have to convert that to a dose, okay, and convert that to a concentration, and then determine the number of field samples that are required to find out if that concentration is prevalent at the site. Okay. Oh, that's geostatistical error management. That's my book. Okay. That's where we say, okay, we have the number of field samples, but we also want to indicate within that what the error limits are. Once we've got those, we have to specify the sample support, and we'll see why here in a minute. And then once we have the number, we need to know how many sample locations, how many increment sample locations, and so on. So once we figure out the number, then there are other components that have to go into that buildup, so to speak. Examples of decision support. This is a very important part. We'll even talk about this more.